Okay, coming at you from Taronji train station. And if you look at that bridge, that road bridge, that's actually the famous Taronji hump. The cars, when you go over that bridge, you get a feeling of weightlessness. In this modern day and age, they wouldn't build a bridge that would allow cars to get airborne, but certainly if you hit that Taronji hump at enough speed, the car will certainly be airborne. I remember as a child in the back of a panel van, my cousin was being a bit reckless, showing off to people waiting at the fish and chip shop and the shops on the other side, just getting air both sides. So lots of memories there. Now, I love being at this train station because it gives you a surreal feeling. It's almost like my own personal mind space here. A bit of surrealism. And why I thought it would be relevant is that I have type 2 diabetes. With a vegan diet and exercise, I reversed my type 2 diabetes. I brought my weight from 116 kilos down to 98. Now, life's been probably the toughest it's ever been over the last few months, and I've had a bit of a rough trot really since October. And October was the last time I really did any exercise. I've recently sort of taken up surfing again. But why I've got you down here at the train station is to give you an understanding of what it's like to have type 2 diabetes and the dangers it presents. Now, the danger of getting hit by a train is pretty remote right now. I've looked both ways and I can't see a train. However, we're all on the railroad, and if you let your diet and weight get out of control to a point where you have too much visceral fat around your vital organs, it will impair their function. Your ability to remove the sugar from your blood will be reduced. Now, the quickest way, and I believe the only way to reduce this visceral fat, is a vegan diet. Because if you've got type 2 diabetes, you've probably also got the early signs and stages of cardiovascular disease. And the only way to reverse cardiovascular disease is with a vegan diet. And at this point, I'd like to recommend a movie you should watch on YouTube. Well, you certainly can buy it on YouTube. You just purchase it. Forks Over Knives. It's by two cardiologists, and their lifelong study into cardiovascular disease and the benefits of a vegan plant-based diet. Now, diabetes is so scary is because it's a silent killer. When you're diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, it's like you're at a train station or you're standing on a train track and the doctor tells you you're going to be hit by a train. Now, you can't see any train and there's no immediate threat. So, because the symptoms are so minor, it's very hard to even tell that you have diabetes. Some symptoms include, and when I was living undiagnosed, I was very irritable and I was extremely tired. And at night, I was thirsty and I was urinating excessively in the evening. Now, I went down to the doctor on a Friday. They called me back in and I said, look, you know, what's the deal? And they said, you got type 2 diabetes. I said, what can I do about it? The doctor said nothing. He was a real wanker. So in a bit of a panic, all weekend I researched a plan, and yeah, it sort of brought me back to the vegan diet. Now, I was, as I mentioned earlier, lucky enough to bring back my diabetes and just reverse it. But should I gain that visceral fat again, my type 2 diabetes will come back. And that's exactly what's happened. So, I'm back at the train station, and I've got to take action to get out of here before I get hit by a train. Now, why is type 2 diabetes so scary is that it's like spotting a train like 4 kilometres in the distance. And you don't believe it'll pose any threat to you. However, that threat is very real. Loss of limb, stroke, heart attack, death. Now, here we have an example. Here's diabetes coming. It's a slow-moving killer. Now, any steps you can take to reduce type 2 diabetes in your visceral fat, I encourage you to do so. Because although we've had all this time